Having studied religion, it definitely helps me in an actual practical sense. A lot of people that I work with are asylum seekers, speaking to people about where they fled from, their homelands, and they've been persecuted because of their religion, and having that knowledge of how this happens in the world. I think if I hadn't studied religion, I probably wouldn't be as well equipped to have those conversations with people.
A lot of the people which you support will tell their stories of where they've come from, and you might hear, some pretty horrendous things about what people have been through. We've been able to train volunteers to have a bit more understanding about cultural sensitivity. During Ramadan, a lot of the people which we support would obviously be fasting. If a volunteer is going to go in and do a lesson on food or taking gifts of sort of chocolates and things in that lesson, we'll say probably not during the month of Ramadan, but that might be something which you then celebrate when it comes to Eid. Even little things like going into somebody's home, taking your shoes off as you go in, can mean a massive thing to that person that you're speaking to.
For our company, we will operate in 109 countries. So we're constantly coming into contact with people from different faiths. Theology, I think, is a real subject that can grapple how to understand other people. I would say that it means you can humanise the situation very quickly. So last week I was in Singapore and we went out for dinner with a Hindu, a Christian, a Buddhist, and then myself as a Catholic. So it was interesting around the table, you could literally feel it as we ate, because obviously it required quite a tricky menu situation to sort out. And I think that understanding theology and understanding even a tiny bit of each, I think it just helps to strengthen the conversations and the relationships that we are trying to build for the next 25 years.
It encourages you to talk about subjects that you're told you should not really talk about. That's definitely been essential to doing what I do now, because you can't hide away from the difficult conversations, you have to have them.
In the first 3 months, I think my personal faith was probably pushed more than I ever anticipated it being. It taught me how to ride through and overcome some opposition and explain your own personal set. So I think that kind of discussion where you're forced not to sit on a fence is probably one of the biggest strengths of the course.
Theology and religion really helped me understand people's boundaries, what makes them tick, as well as the ethical and moral principles that they kind of live by day to day. I've been able to bring a new perspective into HR, where we really look at how we respect people's ethics and allow them to really live out in the mundane of the company and the day-to-day working lives of our employees. I went into my interview very much talking about theology and religion and really explaining how it can be linked to the commercial world, and Mitchells & Butlers was really receptive to that. It's an exciting viewpoint that I was able to bring in. So theology and religion absolutely has 100% opened doors for me.
When I interviewed for this job, I did speak about having studied theology and religion, and it helped so much. It is politics, essentially. It's language, it's history. Whenever we have anything that comes up in work that's to do with religion in any way, everyone always says to me, "Oh, Meg, can you tell us what you think?" And it's surprising how often that does actually happen. So yeah, in terms of this job and religion, I think they really do go hand in hand.